Not speaking about this just because I'm a Carolite. Definitely I empathize with the people. There was one person, still he was in a hurry to comment, blaming the government, blaming the authority. But what is the use of applying more chili powder and salt and pepper everything on the afflicted, on those? But I have seen content creators purposely, intentionally doing this. Leave this place. Okay, there is some impending danger that's coming your way. Yes, it is hazardous. I've already given the thumbnail that way. Hazard. Definitely, something is hazardous when people spread negativity, in the sense when there is this toxicity prevailing, especially when a natural disaster befalls a place. After all, we all are humans. I'll make this explicit only if you stay till the end of the video, because people are in a hurry to just comment after listening to 30 seconds of a content. So if you genuinely listen to a content completely, you'll be able to comprehend a text, a context. Education and literacy is not just about learning some words and the ability to regurgitate idioms, phrases and flamboyant words, or even just engaging in a conversation. It's also about the ability to comprehend something. So I'll make all these things clear in this video. Also, I have a short story for you. This is definitely taken from real life. So if you stay with me till the end of the video, definitely the benefit is yours. I'm Renee Rose Matthew. I'm a CELTA certified tutor and also an author. Now, when I say I'm an author, I think I have the capacity and the capability to observe, contemplate, and also to go deep into certain aspects. I don't comment on any context before comprehending it completely. In that sense, who are we to simply assume things? Today, people are in a hurry when it comes to learning also. What is the benefit that you reap when you hurry over things? I'm not saying you have to be very slow, but you can take your time and take some time definitely to comprehend a context. Recently, I posted a video, and that was a conversation with a person from Kerala, Ajita Rajiv, and I really thank you for the support that you have given so far. But in the beginning of the video, the nascent level, I mentioned about the natural disaster that is still prevailing and lurking at Wayanad. Okay, and you all are familiar with this. I'm not speaking about this just because I'm a Carolite. Definitely I empathize with the people there, and I'm trying my best to do something within my reach before blaming the authority. So as soon as I posted the content, I'm so happy that many people were able to understand the gist of the content along with the conversation. But there was one person whose channel name is IAS something, IAS some number. It's very easy for me to expose this person, but still I understand that this person is trying to prepare for some competitive examination, maybe an IAS aspirant, I don't know, but still he was in a hurry to comment, blaming the government, blaming the authority and the law. Of course, there are people taking care of this. If something can be avoided, I'm not saying that a catastrophe can be avoided, but if the intensity of a natural disaster can be avoided by any chance in the future, I don't think the authorities is going to sit back and relax and just clap their hands at the afflicted. But this person was in a hurry to pass comments on the authorities saying that it's their fault. But a disaster is always a disaster. What is the end result? See, we have been witnessing, I've mentioned about this very clearly in the previous video also, we have been witnessing different calamities, catastrophic situations all around the world and even in India. When something as such is happening, I don't think we have to keep blaming. Of course, as a common man, it's our responsibility to counter-check, cross-check and find out. But you know something? The authorities are already looking into it, because if something can be prevented, they will definitely take action. And we don't know what's happening at the ground level. We get sources and we get to know about these things only through reports. But what is the end result? The truth is that people got washed away. Okay, and I have got something to share about this towards the end of the video, only if you stay till the end. So that was the first thing. I don't want to expose this person, but the irony is, what is the use of telling that you're educated, or what is the use of aspiring for these kind of competitive examinations? Because it requires, the necessity is to lead people, to guide people when it comes to IAS aspirants. Hold them together. Hold the afflicted together, embrace humanity, and do what you can. Let's do something that is within our reach. We can counter check, we can cross check, but whatever it is, let's do something that is within our reach. Can we be of any help? Can we do something about this, at least save 1%? That is something that's important. It's not just about Kerala. So I spoke about the abusive way, that too, the discrimination and the hatred speech spread by the educated lot, not only of Kerala, but of people all around the country. That was my point. Not about what the authorities are doing or what they did or what they're going to plan. We all have faith in everyone. I'm not asking you to always empathize with everything that you see. Maybe this is your way. This is your way to question. But what is the use of applying more chili powder and salt and pepper, everything on the afflicted, on those wounds? Because physical bruises, physical difficulties may have resolution. But what about the inner turmoil? People are depressed. People are still depressed, watching their loved ones getting washed away right in front of their eyes. A natural calamity can befall you or me. Who knows about the future? And who are we to sit and blame? That was the point that I always wanted to bring to your notice. And this person was so quick to respond, and later he apologized, saying, "Oh, I did not listen to the entire content. Now my misunderstandings got vanished." It's not about the misunderstanding, but it's about the basic courtesy to listen, to comprehend. The power to listen, the power of words is much beyond than what we can definitely perceive. Today we have got access to pronunciation, we have got access to the words, to the meanings, and to idioms and phrases. Learning is not just about what you're trying to give to the world or the kind of flamboyant language that you're trying to always exhibit. Learning and language learning is not about fluency and flow, but it's also about your attitude, approach, and the constructive feedback that a trainer can give. What is the use of increasing your views by just taking the clippings of others? If there is a mistake, I think it's important to put it forth in a different way. You can be objective, even subjective at the same time, but I have seen content creators purposely, intentionally doing this to just get the views, to just increase the views. Okay, I mean, as a learner, what you can do is do things that are within your reach. I told you in the beginning also, you need to get into this habit of detoxifying, and that is done through filtering. Filtering is not about the number of views and also the fame. It's good to spread awareness. It is good to alert the audience, but in the right way, with some productivity and being constructive. Because as platforms, as trainers, I'm quite alarmed at the way people share feedback, because they are in this rat race of correcting each other. And today we always speak about fear. There are a lot of people who are into this fear of speaking, not just the English language, but also the native language, right? It's because of stammering problems or maybe some psychological trauma. It could be anything. I'm reading a book on that these days. Yes, this is the book. Yeah, The Myth of Normal. And of course, you can find this book on Amazon. Instead of going into the book in depth, what I want to tell you is, already we are into this fear. There are a lot of people tackling fear. Even I was into fear of speaking when I was very young. So when that's the case, I think people are quite scared, and they have their own inhibitions when it comes to pronouncing a word. So now they're so careful, which disrupts the natural flow of language. You don't have to be learners. Please don't get scared. Don't be overcome with fear. You have to overcome fear. You have to tackle this fear. You should not allow fear to dominate you, because that's what is happening now. It's quite hazardous and also quite appalling to see content creators, and some of them are trainers. I'm not just speaking about the content creators, but some of the trainers who do not give constructive methods of rectifying each other, and the kind of war that's going on amidst them. Okay, so please filter as a viewer, as a subscriber, as a learner, because it's not just about language skills, but also about education, enlightenment, and also about embracing humanity, celebrating. Now, in a few days, we are going to celebrate our Independence Day. Okay, so I think we have to stand together with people who are facing all these problems. Now, I'm not here to help you with the spiritual truth. I'm not a saint sitting here and trying to guide you in the right direction. Don't get me wrong. It's about the abusive remarks and the marginalization. It's all about the hatred speech and the negativity that's prevalent amidst people, because when that's happening, we have rescuers, we have people who are trying their best to do things without any expectation. I think that's important. Next is the power of writing. I can completely comprehend with this power of writing, because words are so powerful. It's not about the meanings and the pronunciation and the technical aspects. Of course, they are important, but don't get obsessed. So let me tell you something. I have pinned this video in the video description. It's in Malayalam, but still for the others who are non-Malayalam speakers. There was a school at Churalmala. Now it's washed off, unfortunately, and approximately 2 villages got washed away. And they published a school magazine last year, before this calamity hit Wayanad. And in that particular magazine, there was a girl named Leah from grade 8 who shared about something that hit her, that struck her. See, nothing can be written without some experience. So it's just a short story where 2 girls watch the beauty, enjoy the scenic beauty of Wayanad. And at that time, you can also get the details of this particular story from the other resources, because the video is lengthy now, so I don't want to take much of your time. So as the girls were enjoying the scenic beauty of their place, a bird, okay, flies up to them and says, "You have to leave this place. Okay, there is some impending danger that's coming your way. You have to leave this place." And this bird warns them. Okay, and it is believed that this bird was a reincarnation of another girl who lost her life earlier in some natural disaster. We don't know, but that was a story all about. So Leah is not a character in the story, but she is the creator of this story. And she was trying to say something through this story. Everything was trying to interact and convey something to her. And the saddest part of this true incident is that Leah saw her father being washed away during the landslide. So this got published as part of the school magazine, and she was a person who was so great with writing, and the teacher is trying to convey that she's a great writer. She loves writing poems and also short stories. At the same time, she was on the brighter side of academics with so much of emotion. He's trying to convey that we never had any religion here. We never had any color here. We never had any creed, or we were not bothered about all these aspects. Now I don't have the parents, I don't have the children to greet me on the way. So the children and parents used to be so supportive of education, saying that we will bring food from home. You don't worry about the food and the other aspects of learning. So that sir goes to the extent of saying that they were so happy to share food with them. So the kind of ambience and environment that they shared also got washed away. It's not just the physical aspects of the landslide on everything, or everything that we get to hear, but it's also about certain other aspects. Life is so precious, and nature also tries communicating about certain things. So what I'm trying to tell you is, let's work on those things that are within our reach, that we have to do immediately. The universe conspires. The universe will help after that, instead of breaking your head about things that are beyond your control. Of course, you can counter check and also try to find out the basics, the underlying aspects, but do not keep cribbing and complaining about it. What is the use of all such things? It's not just about Kerala being one of the literate states of the country. It's not about you trying to promote your village, saying that our people are better than the Keralites. What is the use of comparison? I really don't understand. Human beings are always human beings. Life is important. Okay, and any kind of warning, any kind of good thought can come from the nature, from anything that is around you, the positivity, the vibes that you share. So instead of coming into conclusions from just your assumptions and from all the things that you've been hearing and seeing without any ground reality or without the base of reality check, but to listen, to pay attention, to observe, to contemplate, and then come into some conclusion. This is very important when it comes to a learner. Okay, so I've given the details of the story that got published because most of the channels, most of the resources are trying to speak about this short story. I haven't given a lot of details because it is available on the internet. You can read more about it because other short stories and other type of articles also got published through this magazine. You can read more about it. I've just given the outline, the skeletal structure of what really happened, the way nature interacts with you. Okay. And also there was a grandmother along with her granddaughter who got saved. That was a narrow escape, and they were completely protected by the wild elephant from the depths of the forest. Imagine how nature and the universe conspires. So it's not about spirituality, it's not always about the bigger aspects, the mega narrative, but sometimes it's about the basic things that you tend to avoid, that you neglect in your life. So there's no point in being a civil service aspirant, or there's no point in being a leader when you're not able to pay attention to these important details, the slight nuances, because that also helps with learning. Happy learning.